This is Yohhamgambal. We're back playing Digital Devil Saga. Last time, we were doing some stuff, and well, actually, what were we doing? I think, yeah, we just beat the last tribe member, and now we learned a little bit about stuff, but not a whole bunch. But anyways, though, we're back here because we're going to deal with a couple of secret bosses in this part and the next part. So anyways, you come back to this place, to the castle, and you can talk to this Pyrojack, and he tells you, well, you know, why don't you go get a special key to open this treasure chest? And I say, well, I will certainly do that, my good man. I want the treasure. Yep, and you look for it. It's pretty simple. There's 3 keys you can find, but there's only one that matters. There's 3 keys, so you can find a gold key. No, I think there's 4 keys. I think there's a gold key, a silver key, and a copper key. But the only key you want is called the sugar key. And that one you get by fight, and you have to fight an enemy to get it. But it's pretty simple, and we've already fought this enemy before. It's just Titania. Anyways, though. These yellow doors just have some secret items you can get. It's more of the guiding the princess's love to the prince, and then you can get some pretty decent items. I think there's like some soma drops. So that was actually an edit out because that was it was a field hunt, but I did a really bad job on it, and I just cut it out because there was no point in it. I did a really shitty job, so I just didn't want to have it. It saves a little time because these episodes, the next couple of episodes are going to get really long, and I'm starting to be a little more precise with my editing, especially in this part because we're going to be fighting some secret bosses, and I'm cutting out a lot of the useless parts. So there's going to be times when we're fighting a secret boss, and then I'll cut. Just because it's just like repeating the same action over and over again, and it's like 20 minutes of it. So yeah, it's a little annoying. Oh, I'm thinking of the wrong place, am I? I know there's a secret. I know there's additional. I know there's an additional room where you can where you can guide the princess's love, but maybe it is later in this part. I can see it on my timeline, but it's not this part. Okay, my bad. Sorry about that. That's a little later. I think it's behind the red wall, actually, not behind these yellow walls. But yeah, though, that other wall was just a field hunt. I don't use field hunts because this part I was actually able to gain access to the Titania hallway, which is the best grinding spot in the whole game. Very, very good grinding. So, took advantage of that, and I grinded there so long that well, actually, I had to go back there like maybe 2 times because I wasn't quite high enough level to beat like one of the secret bosses. But yeah, though the final boss in this game is really easy to beat actually because I'm so over leveled and I have so many good abilities. So I believe no, you do not want to take this roller coaster. That one takes you all the way to the top. Thankfully, though, there is a ladder you can use just to get down, but that is not the one you want to take. You want to take a different one. Because we need to go head to a room down below. So, yeah. Just want to take that ladder down. This very wide ladder. And I get it the next time. I couldn't remember which one it was, but I thankfully get it the next time. And I believe it's not that one. No, did I? No, I didn't do that one yet. Okay, it's this one, yeah. I get it, thankfully. I get it the first time, which is nice. Because if you do the wrong thing, you usually have to go through a door, and then you have to climb all the way back. It's not too big of a deal because we have the spray that makes enemies not want to fight us, but it can be a little annoying. So anyways, this is the right direction you want to go. And look, it's Titania. And we've already fought in the Titania, but I think I showed this one again just because it's kind of a special. It's not really a special encounter, but you know. And I don't think I did any level grinding yet, but trust me, there will be some level grinding in this episode very soon. Yep, so we want the sugar key from her. Again, you can collect the other keys. They don't do anything. You don't get any additional rewards for collecting the other keys. I'm pretty sure you just want the one key. And of course, you know, as we already know, Titania resists pretty much every element. She's not good against physicals, though. So just, you know, hit her with physical attacks and she goes down fairly quickly. I don't even know why I really have this fight in here, but because it's like, I guess, kind of a special. I mean, it's special in the fact that you walk up to her, so that's kind of why I have it. But But yeah, not that big of a deal. I'm very excited though for when I actually get when I show the parts where my characters, damn, 950, that's good, where my characters actually start grinding, which is nice. And we almost have Fire God, which is good, because then I can get resistance to fire for my main character, which is super useful. And that's what I do with all the characters, except for Gale. I don't get his electricity resistance. For some reason, I don't get it. But everyone else, I get their resistance. I get their, whatever they're weak to, I get the resistance. So anyways, this is the red door I was talking about. If you go behind here, you can just get some additional items from the princess if you help her. They're a little more tricky, but they're not that much harder though. I kind of fumble around with it, but I get it done fairly quickly, so that's pretty nice at least. They're not too hard. Thank goodness for the spray though. It's funny though, one of the last dungeons in the game we get to, the spray is useless pretty much, because even though I'm like way higher level than everything there, you still get encounters from enemies, because all the enemies there are the enemies that you run into are pretty much enemies that were once bosses. Yeah, pretty much all of them are. There are some that aren't, but most of them were previously bosses, so it's kind of funny how you're just running into them again. Yeah, a lot of them are actually from the brute space. Yeah, so the Niggerhog, the one beast, the camel thing that could turn you to stone with his breath, I forget its name, in Isis, those are all just common enemies you find in the final dungeon constantly. And they're very much the same, except that they have a lot less HP. Not that they were really hard to begin with, but yeah though. So this one isn't too hard. Thankfully I figured it out relatively quickly. I think there's 2 though that you can do. I don't remember if there's 2 or just 1. No, I think it's just 1, but there's 2 princesses that you have to get to show the love, I believe, here. So it's a little like, yeah. Let's see how long it takes me to get it though. I don't think it takes me that long though. I don't think the item's really not that useful though. I think it's just like a Soma, which I mean is actually, Somas are fairly useful, but oh no, I don't think it's a Soma though, because it's in that it's in the yellow cache holder, so it's not going to be a Soma. It's either going to be some type of cell or a bullet. So yeah, sorry if my nose sounds a little stuffy. I've had this cold for like 3 weeks, and though I'm not sick anymore, my nose still kind of has a little drippage going on, and yeah, and I still have a really bad cough, which is annoying. So I'm really doing my best to hold everything in. So there we go. I got both princes and both princesses. So the twins show their love. Okay, so there's a regular item cache, and then there's a special one. So probably just yeah, Soma. That's useful. I don't even think I don't really I do actually use a couple of Somas in this boss, not the boss fight we're coming up, but the other secret boss fight we fight, and then the next part I think. But I don't use them even for the final boss, because I have already beaten the game. I've already recorded this game and I've already beaten it, which is nice. So yeah, though that's good. I'm glad it's done. I mean, I'm excited for the next thing, but it was I think. This was a kind of an experiment for me, just because, you know, the post recording and having the videos be an hour long each. It's not something I usually prefer 20, but I think the hour works for RPGs. It does make it sometimes a little hard to find time to record them, but thankfully summer's coming up, so that's good. And I plan to do another RPG actually in the summer, but I'm also going to do an action game. But it's not going to be. I was kind of wanting to do Digital Devil Saga 2 after this game, but I'm going to do a different RPG, and then maybe after that I'll do DD2. We'll see. Because I still haven't beaten DD2 yet. I'm still going through it, but, yeah. I think it would be nice to do a different game. But I have another game I have in mind that's going to be really fun. Oh, and there he goes. He runs away. And so once you do that, though, you can go ahead and I was trying to look in the box, and you can see there's a whole bunch of Jack Frosts, which are cool. I like the Jack Frost symbols. But with that, though, you can go ahead and head to the very top of the castle to fight the secret boss. And as you can see, I already just cut us there because it is a bit of a trip. Yeah, though, this boss fight isn't too bad. I kind of, like, don't do the best at it, but it's not that hard of a fight. It's King Frost. I like King Frost. He's weird. Yeah, but there's the King Frost is a cool character. Anyways, though, King Frost, he's most likely King Frost most likely originates from the story The Frost Fairies, written by Margaret T. Canby. And that's kind of all I really found out about it. He's just the king of the fairies, of like ice fairies. But he absorbs ice. But one interesting thing about him, though, is he voids fire. So fire is not his weakness like Jack Frost. So he voids fire, elements, death, and expel, but he also resists physical attacks. So really your best bet would be Earth, Almighty, Force, and Electricity. So yeah, he's not too hard, but he can be a bit annoying because he'll do ice attacks on you, but he'll also do like this physical attack on you where he summons a whole bunch of he like shoots Jack Frosts at you. Out of his tummy, out of his tum-tum. Oh, here it is. I really like his animation, though. It's really cool. I mean, it's like 100 damage, and that can actually rack up fairly fast if you're not careful. So yeah, you definitely don't want to bring heat into this battle because all the ice going around will kill you. But yeah, just keep hitting him with like Earth and Force, and if you have Almighty, that would be good too. But you probably don't at this point, unless you do a crap ton of grinding. But actually, no, you wouldn't have any. Well, you could technically have an Almighty attack, but it is really expensive, and it would take forever to grind out if you're not doing the Titania hallway trick. So yeah, you most likely wouldn't have it. So yeah, Force and Earth do just fine. As you can see, we're doing like around 200 damage each. And I have Surf more on like healing and protective duty than anything else. He's just kind of putting up the shields, and that's kind of it. It's also it's also a better idea to actually take out the Jack Frosts with them, because then he'll have to take a turn summoning more. And I just kind of left him alone. Not that they do a lot of damage, but it does make him waste a turn summoning another, which is better than him not wasting a turn. So you know, it's probably better to do that, but I just did it. But you know, it's okay. So anyways, I cut right here because I don't remember what I had to do, because I recorded this like 4 weeks ago or something. It's been a while, so but I had to go do something. But yeah, this fight's not too hard at all. Because if you're like level 40, I think the recommended level is like 40 or something, but I'm like level 50. It's like 49 or something. I'm not sure. I love that animation though, where he summons the Jack Frost, or the Jack Frost come out of the tubes in his back. I just love the rolls. Yeah, just kill those things, you know. And you get an extra turn too, which is kind of nice. Well, I mean, you don't unless you continue the super effective attack, but it's okay. And that's pretty much all this fight is. Just getting rid of King Frost. I don't think I put a barrier up, which wasn't a good idea, because King Frost can actually do... well, it wasn't that much damage, but he's attacking you again. He's attacking me again, which is kind of dangerous, especially if he freezes you. Now, this attack is actually very dangerous, because... obviously it hits everyone, but it has a very high chance of actually causing freeze. So I love this. I love that. I like how it combines two little Jack Frosts into one normal size Jack Frost. Is that normal size Jack Frost, or is that a bigger size Jack Frost? I can't tell. But it doesn't matter. But yeah, that Coyotes attack is, like I said, really dangerous. It has a very high chance of causing freeze. It does medium damage, but it can hit enemies multiple times. So it can hit like it's very similar to Ice Breath. But it's better. It's better. And I actually didn't know that the Jack Frost could improve the King's could use Trajurka, whatever that attack's called, which makes physical attack improve, which is actually fairly dangerous because we don't have the ability to get rid of any stat improvements yet. On enemies, so that's actually potentially dangerous. And, yep, gotta revive old Gale. Beat him. But he doesn't have any Ice Bear. That's okay. And, of course, another Almighty attack, which there is no way to defend against Almighty attacks. Even if you have one of the later spells reflect all magic, you still can't reflect Almighty. Almighty cannot be reflected by anything. So, yeah, it makes it it's very useful. But there's no enemies that are weak against it, because it's not like, it's basically like a normal attack in Pokemon. It doesn't, well, except there are Pokemon that resist normal attacks, but nothing resists it, but nothing is weak against it. So it's just kind of a very neutral move, but it actually can be very powerful to more higher level ones that you can get from secret bosses. Those ones in particular are very good. And King Frost is almost dead, you can tell, because he's kind of looking sad. I love that a lot of I think almost all the bosses have like another idle animation when they're about to die. I don't recall regular enemies having that, but I do know pretty much almost all the bosses do, I believe, which is really cool. Some are harder to spot than others, but it's nice. Damn, he's doing almost 200 damage, which is pretty bad. Oh, look how sad he is. Poor King Frost. Well, I'm sorry, but I gotta take you down. Ah, he's almost dead. His crown is huge. And then I think this is gonna finish him. Nope. Okay, I know he's very soon then, though. I don't get why, though, King Frost has a chastity belt on it, though. Yep. Nope, and there's the surviving. I don't know what, how what determines whether a character will survive an attack like that. I don't know if it's by your luck stat or if it's just a random thing. But it's useful nonetheless. Too bad though it turns them into their normal form, which sometimes would be more useful if they died and then you can revive them at full health than them being in their normal form, because then they have to take a turn to transform. And there we go. Leveled up, mastered Fire God, so now we can put Fire Resistance on, which is super good. And Gale leveled up, which is very nice. And with that though, you get the Ice Crystal. And secret bosses that you defeat. Certain secret bosses that you defeat give you special items that will allow you to get special mantras that you can't get any other way. And one of the things is too, defeating certain secret bosses actually gives you actually pretty much all the secret bosses give you a special item in the next game. So I actually never knew about this before, which is funny. I didn't know that Pyrojack was out here. So by defeating King Frost in the next game, we'll get a special item from an enemy pretty early on in the game that will allow us to. I think it either negates all ice attacks or it heals us from ice attacks. So yeah. Anyway, so as you can see, the Ice Crystal is confiscated. And now we have the King Mantra. This is actually not a bad mantra. I do learn it because you get you do get an Almighty spell, which is decent, but it's not the best. But really though, the reason why I want it is because you can get No Sleep and Cactusil, or whatever it's called. No Sleep is actually pretty important. No Sleep can actually be very useful. But if you have other, I think if I remember correctly, if you have like if you put other null abilities on yourself, it eventually gives you like no sleep because they kind of combine into no sleep. It's kind of hard to explain. It's kind of weird. Anyways though, I was really just wanting the Kyotis or whatever the ice spell that he used on us, which is really good. Which is really good against a certain enemy that you grind off of in the Titania hallway, because it's an enemy that has a chance of being summoned as a recruit, as backup. Anyways, as you can see, we are now in where I forgot where the Vanguard's base is called. We're in the base of the Vanguards. And what you want to do is go behind this secret wall, this red wall, because this is the next secret boss we are going to fight. And he is actually very hard. he is actually very hard if you're not prepared. Even if you are prepared, he can still whoop you pretty easily. And I get pretty lucky in this fight, honestly. But yeah, though. Anyways, though, we're coming across some new enemies. Here, the first enemy is Shiki Oji, and they're powerful Shikagamis, which are just demons summoned to do biddings. But these ones, though, can only be summoned by those who have practiced the mystic art of yin and yang. And these demons in particular scare away demons that cause sickness, and they ward off disaster to their master. They reflect expel, death, and they're weak to fire. They look really cool in Persona 5. They're fairly easy, though. They're fairly easy. Anyways, though, we want to go... So, the next secret boss is actually in this room, but we can't go this way because, one, it's a balcony and there's no way for us to get down, and two, it's too dark for us to see. So we need to turn the lights back on because they cut off the electricity so that we can't lower the barrier blocking the door, and we also can't see. So we need to do that. This place isn't too big, but there is a secret boss. So there's the secret boss we're fighting here and now, and then there's another secret boss we can fight later at the very end of the game. So anyways, these enemies are called Susha, and they're just protective spirits. They grant fortune and protect people from evil, and they're usually at the entrances of houses. You know, those are the kind of things you see in front of houses and sometimes stores, and they just kind of protect and give you fortune. But they absorb electricity, they void expel, and they're weak to earth, and they're not that strong. They're pretty easy. And as you can see, though, my characters are pretty high level, and it's not even just the levels. I have pretty good mantras at the moment, too. But again, though, we're going to get even more, though, once we unlock that Titania hallway, baby. It's going to be good. Because, yeah, we unlock it at the end of this part, which is super helpful. I can't express how useful the Titania hallway is. You can get... It's really the best place to grind. You need to grind there. Yep, so they tripped the breaker. But we need to activate the breaker because we want to fight this secret boss. And like I said again, he is fairly hard. And Gale learned Wind God, so he can now use the best multi-wind hitting spell, which is nice. But he learned Force Resist, which doesn't really matter because he already takes normal damage from it. And then we can get rid of Mazuma, which is just regular wind. Yeah, that's about it. And I think I'm changing... What am I doing? I don't know what I'm doing. I think I was gonna... Yeah, I'm not really sure what I was doing. I think I was making sure that I had something. I was putting death resist because there are some enemies that like to kill you with instant death spells. It's so much. I can't wait till I get death null. It's so good. It's so helpful. Anyways, here's another large terminal you can use, and it is helpful to have because then when you need to come back here for the secret boss, the other secret boss that is here, you can just warp right here, and it's really close by. But yeah, though. Delicious tea. Anyways, Dark Leader is actually really good because you get Last Word, which is one of the more stronger almighty spells. But what's nice about it is that it only focuses on one target, which is nice. But it's really good. But more importantly, though, you get Mind Charge, which basically is really it's just the magic version of Power Charge, which is so powerful. It's very good, very good. And I do get my main character to learn it very soon. Because I don't think he knows it right now, but I think I get it. I think he'll learn it by the next part. Because I do a lot of grinding for that. Because at this point I was just like, I just want to get all the grinding done so I can get all the secret bosses and finish the game. Not that I was rushing or anything, but I just wanted to make sure that I didn't have to go back to the Titania hallway to grind. Even then, though, I made some stupid mistakes during the game because sometimes there's so many enemies and I don't remember all their weaknesses. I don't remember what every single enemy is weak to just because there's so many. I remember some, but I don't remember all. So sometimes I'll just be like, oh, I think he's weak to ice. Oh, he absorbs ice or reflects it. Whoops. So it's like, whoops-a-daisy. Yeah. Still an idiot. And I've played this game a lot. That's okay, though. Not a huge deal. But anyways, though, like I said, we got to get to that breaker first before anything else happens. It's kind of a... This place isn't too big to get around, which is good. And thankfully, though, if you have a spray on, you'll avoid most enemies. Thankfully, I can avoid most enemies because I'm a lot higher level than them. So that's nice, but we'll still occasionally run across a few enemy, but not as many as we would normally, which again is very nice. Oh, and here's a lady. How you doing? Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to scare you. I like how they're wearing our colors. I think they even mentioned that they, you know, now that we're their leader, because we beat their old leader, they have our colors. Man, though, that was a long time ago that we beat, what was his name? I almost want to say his name was Harvey, but I don't think his name was Harvey. I don't think the character's name was Harvey. I don't remember what his name was. His name was like past where I needed to go. I needed to actually go up those stairs. Because to get to the breaker, you need to go up the stairs and then you'll go back down again. It's a little confusing, but that's just how it works here. Oh, excuse me. Don't mean to be yawning. Great, more coughing. Oh my gosh, I'm just so sick of this cold. I'm ready for it to just go away. And there you go. Come on. No, you're... oh, was it going the right way? I don't remember. This place is a little annoying to traverse through. Oh, yeah. Okay, I'm on the right floor. I was just going the wrong direction. Need to head this way. But again, thankfully, though, no wild encounters. Not that it really matters because any wild encounters are cropped out. But, you know. Same as we're almost to the breaker, which is very nice. Because once we're there, then... Because, again, we can't activate this. Because they're just... Yeah, they're just not going to work. I don't know why I tried to do that in vain. I was thinking, well, maybe if I just keep trying, it'll work. I know it wouldn't work, but yeah. Oh, anyways, we have a new enemy here. Okay, so we have... There's a lot for this... There's a lot for this guy. This is a Sienten Taisi. I'm saying that totally wrong. Also known as Sun Wukong, Wukong, or Sun Goku. So this is the protagonist of the Journey to the West. So he's a monkey, I believe he's a monkey, who's born from a rock, and after mastering 72 marvelous magics, he names himself Sun Wukong. I believe it's either him who names himself that, or it's his master who names him that. Which translates to Son Goku. But he's very mischievous. He actually caused mischief in Hell and Celestial Court, which I believe is actually Heaven. But he's... So yeah, he has like a lot of enemies, I guess, but he's also rebellious, but as a soft side, and he's pretty cunning, but very violent, I guess, too. So, yeah. But he reflects earth, absorbs fire, he avoids physical, gun, expel, and death. So he has no weaknesses. He has nothing he's weak against. But he also can do power charge, which makes him a pretty dangerous enemy if you're not careful. Power charge, you know, like we all know, is very dangerous. Anyways, you want to make sure you save, because thankfully, I actually lose to him one time. I actually lost to him the first time I fought him in this recording, which of course I cut out. But I lost to him, so thankfully I do beat him the second time. But yeah, you definitely want to save, because there's nothing worse than getting everything ready and then dying. Again, those skulls from the ship, from the deserted ship, really scared me straight to where I save every chance I get, because I am not letting any progress be lost. Those skulls taught me a very valuable lesson, and I'm very glad they did. Even though I should know better. You know, sometimes you're just like, oh, you know, I don't need to save. I got this. I know what I'm doing. But then it's like the game kicks you right in the balls, and then you're just like, never again. And I should know better. I played this game many times, and I should know better already. But it's just like, I guess I was getting a little too full of my britches. I was feeling like, you know, I've already beat this a couple of times. I kind of got a handle on it. I know what I'm doing. And the game's like, no, you don't. You're a piece of shit, and I'm going to let you know why you are. And it did. So, yep, lesson learned. Anyways, he's actually in the room in the very front of us. So if we continue going in a straight path, right there, the door right in front of us, that's where he is. And I go there, and then I hightail around because there's an item on the down the hallway. So we don't go that way yet, but there's an item down the hallway. So we go that way first. I don't remember what the item is. Oh, and we learn Yep, okay, good. Learned those, which is nice. I think it's just like, cell. Yeah, it's probably just a cell. And... oh, it's a cell. Yeah. Not that I really need the money in this game. Because yeah. Money's not really an issue in this game for... once you hit the Titania hallway, again, I keep mentioning the Titania hallway, but once you hit that hallway, you don't have really any troubles with money or experience or nothing. It's that good. It's absolutely insane how good it is. So, yeah. But you can't... yeah, it's so good. I love it. I'm just gonna keep saying I love it, because I do. And Celio leveled up, which is good. And so what I was doing was I was leveling up my characters because I wanted Heat to learn. I wanted Heat to master his mantra because there's some abilities in there that are actually pretty helpful for what we were for the fight. So I wanted him to know them before we went in. So he has some of the more. I think he has some of the strongest physical, like some of the best physical attacks now. So. Yeah, Executioner is extremely good, and Revelation is very good too. Executioner does mega damage to one single enemy, while Revelation does heavy damage to all enemies, and also has a chance to mute. So, very, very good. Plus that with Power Charge, and then if you put Critical, which gives him a higher critical rate, yeah, very good. Very, very good. And hopefully, yeah, and then thankfully, yeah, then I heal. But like I said, though, the first time I went into this fight, I did lose. But thankfully, though, the second time, I do not. Second time, my character's all ready. But you do want to make sure that you have everything ready, because this fight can take you back. He actually can be very hard. He can be very hard. So, let's go inside and see who's in there. So here we have Beelzebub. So there's actually two Beelzebubs. This is the human avatar of Beelzebub. This is the human avatar of Beelzebub. And Beelzebub's a pretty well-known mythos, I believe. So Beelzebub, also known as Lord of the Flies, he's originally, let's see, Canite? It's, I don't know how to pronounce it, but it's, Canite, let me see, Canaanite, deity named Baal. So deity named Baal. It's said to be one of the 7 princes of hell in Christianity mythos. He's synonymous with Satan. So sometimes you know sometimes it's like sometimes he's used as Satan, or sometimes he's Satan's right-hand man, or sometimes he is Satan, or he's a different part of Satan. It kind of just depends. But interesting, in Catholic demonology, sometimes considered to be one of the first 3 angels to fall from heaven. So the other 2 being Lucifer, Satan, or Leviathan. But he's associated with pride, gluttony, and the worship of false gods. So yeah. And of course, though, as I said, this is his human avatar. We will be facing his demon form. That is another secret boss. So, yeah, be ready for that. But he voids ice, electricity, force, earth, elements, death, and expel. So really, you need to use fire and physical attacks against him. And he's very hard. He has instant death. So he'll use expel moves. So what he likes to do is he'll use expel, and it will cut your HP in half. And then he'll use an instant death move that will hit everybody, and it's super annoying. And he likes to buff himself up, and he likes to use thunder, and he likes to paralyze you and then hit you with a physical attack and get an extra turn off. He is very, very tricky. And I'm being super cautious here because when if you can void his expel, then he loses his whole turn, and then he can't use his instant death spell, which is super aggravating because it's very I mean, it feels like it hits a lot, so it's very dangerous. So you want to definitely, yeah. If you had like Of course, you could have gone with the Death Resist or Expel Resist, which are helpful, but even then, though, this is still a pretty hard fight, because he really does want to kill you. Yeah, he's a pretty hard fight. I also cut out some stuff in this fight too because it's very repeating of just you know, setting void, reflect, expel. I mean expel, repel. Wow, that's like expel, repel. That rhymes. Setting up expel, repel, reviving like either surf or heat. Sometimes Argilla, healing, doing some damage, rinse and repeat. So I do cut out that a little bit. Yeah, though he's a very hard boss. He can be very tricky. I did go into this fight a little under-leveled. Like my main character, Surf is a good level, but everyone else is a little slightly under the level than you really should be. So that's why this fight was a little harder than I initially needed to make it. So yeah, so this is kind of the point though where things start getting a little more interesting because he starts doing different moves, and this is where he starts really trying to take us down. But yeah, though, I stopped trying to make Heat use physical attacks because it takes so much of his own HP away that it's really not helpful. So I just start using his magic, and I start pumping up our own magic attacks. So yeah, and you also want to try and lower his magic if you can. Unfortunately, we don't have Debilitate yet, which is a super useful ability. Or Dekunda. I think it's Dekunda that gets rid of your enemy's stat bonuses, because he's very hard. So we... no, Dekaja. Excuse me. So we do have the rock. We do have the item, which is useful. But unfortunately, we didn't put his shield up, and now he's going to go ahead and hit us. He'll either use that move, or he'll use the... he'll use his almighty attack after your HP has been halved, which usually kills you because he likes to, like I said, stack his magic attack. He likes to make his magic attack increase. He likes to buff up his magic like that, so that's what makes him very dangerous. And almighty is pretty dangerous, and that's a heavy almighty damage. Doesn't do a lot to Surf. Does somewhat good damage to Argilla, but it's really Heat who takes the grunt of the force, because he doesn't have a lot of magic to begin with, and thus he takes a lot of damage from magic attacks, so that makes it very dangerous for him. But yeah, though, if you just kind of, you know, just keep, you know, trying to do your best, that's all you can really do, you know. Thankfully, though, like I said, I do make it out of this fight alive, but he can be very tricky. He can be a very tricky fight. Especially, oh god, I hate that move. Oh, I hate the instant kill move. Oh my god. It's even worse in Nocturne. Oh my god. If you think the instant kill moves are bad here, you should see Shin Megami Tensei Nocturne. It is hair pulling at moments. Oh dear. But it's okay. And he just keeps making that magic go up. He just keeps making that magic go up. I love the way that almighty spell looks though. It's so cool looking. So cool looking. But, you know, that's really all you can do. Just revive, heal, revive, heal, revive, heal. There's really not much else you can do. Thankfully, though, I still have revival gems, because if you didn't... There is actually an item, I can buy it right now, I believe. There's a revival orb in the store, and that basically just it's a revival gem, but it can be used unlimited amount of times. So you can revive someone at full health, unlimited amount of times, which is really nice. It's an expensive item, but I get to the point where money's not an issue for me, so I do buy all the items that are reusable, because they have a lot in there. Like, it's actually pretty useful for some situations. I got lucky there. But the issue is still I have to heal, so I can't really set up an expel repel. And I need Surf to attack, and Heat to attack too. I need them to kind of start attacking, but he just keeps pump that magic, and I don't really have I don't think I have any more rocks to get rid of them, so I just kind of gotta take it. And yeah, see, even Surf's starting to take a lot of damage, which is, yeah. I could have used a Soma here, which is true. I could have used a Soma, but I don't, because I think I was like trying to hold on to them as best as I could, but it doesn't really matter. But I do set up an expel right here, and I think it does pay off. No, use Mind Scream, which of course I hate Mind Scream. I hate Mind Scream so much. such an annoying move, since it causes panic. Well, it causes panic or daze, which both I don't like, but I especially hate panic. But there we go. I made it out of this fight alive somehow. And with that, that's one of the secret that's two of the secret bosses down. I don't think you get an item for beating him in the second game, though. I think that's only for his fly form. And he is not lying. The next time you fight him, he is extremely difficult, which will be in the next part. And with that, you get the that item, the Ili Al-Zif, which is just an item that it's a reusable item that can cause instant death to enemies. It's actually pretty useful sometimes. But yeah, though, it's just a reusable item. And with that, though, you can leave this place completely. I think I do soon. Yeah, there's no other reason to be here, so you can just leave. That door, though, I believe holds the secret boss, so we don't go that way, because if you go there, it's just an empty room. There's no purpose in dealing with it, but I mark it on my map. Or I guess I do go in there. I don't know. I don't remember what I do. Like I said, I haven't played it. I recorded this part like 3 weeks ago, because I was planning to, you know, do it right after, but... Oh, no, this isn't the... No, I feel like it is, but I guess it's not. No, I know where it is. Never mind. Sorry. This isn't it. This is just more items, which, again, are useful. Very useful. A Soma. Yeah, that's always useful. Even though I don't think I think I used a Soma one more time, but then I don't use them anymore. Because you get spells that basically work like Somas, except that they don't heal your MP. But the spell you get later on, though, heals you from this. I think this is the... Doesn't matter. Heals you from all status afflictions. What are you saying, soldier? Yeah, that's what we got here. We kind of figured that. I don't know. The Colonel Beck or whatever, said a lot of things. That's a good observation there, Celio. It's funny, now Gale actually has emotion. I mean, he still says, "I do not comprehend" sometimes. But his eyes are now green, though. And he definitely has an honor boner going on. But with that, though, we want to head back to the marble base, because this is where we head to fight the next secret boss. But I wanted to show you this real quick, because I wanted to show you the area so I could start grinding in the area. So yeah, though. There's a reason for that. There is a reason for that. I don't want to go to school. Yeah, you don't have school in this world, do you? Just war. Just a whole lot of war. Anyways, to get to the next place, you need to go through the Marlborough base over here. And if you remember, I showed you this a long time ago, but if you look, there is another entranceway to the sewers, just like Lupa showed us. There is an entrance to the sewerway, and this is where you will find the next boss. Next secret boss, but this is also where you find the amazing Titania hallway, which I'm going to do all the grinding for in this part. I mean, this is where I do all my grinding for the parts. But I'm going to end the video here, and we will go ahead and continue on in the next part. So this has been Yohhamgambal. Thanks for watching next time. Okay, bye then.